Okay, good morning. I'm David Mills. I'm a broker locally here, and we're going to talk about how to win with your database. That is the low-hanging fruit that you have right now. The people that are right now in your phone and on your laptop, that is your database. So when I first started in real estate 20 years ago, I had about 240 some names in my contacts. Now I have thousands because your database is your business. Your contacts is your business. So this is a very important piece. Now, there are other topics we'll talk about in other sessions where we'll talk about cold calling and those type of things. But we're going to talk about things today that are actually the low-hanging fruit and the things that you should be doing and utilizing right away. So let's talk about how to win with the database that you already have, or the database that you're going to grow and develop and get even bigger. All right, fair enough? All right, let's jump in. All right. We're in the people business, and seeing that we're in the people business, our job, we have really three things that we need to do. We have three things that we need to do. We have one, we have to collect, we have to connect, and we have to influence. That is your job as a realtor. You have three things that you're doing. You're collecting names, you're connecting with those names, and you're going to influence those people to either refer to you or to do business with you. So those are the three things that you're doing with your database. So let's talk first about collecting. Let's talk about building your database. So as you build your database, that means it's an intentional thing that you're doing. Everywhere you go, you are, whether you're at the cleaners, at the grocery store, or at a restaurant, I am always intentionally meeting people, new people, because my database is not big enough as is. I've always got to expand it. So you have to think and do the work of a realtor and expand and build on that database. So intentionally, you got to add people to that database all the time. Collect people's contact information early in the conversation. So when you're talking to somebody, you don't know them, you just met them. You know, I would love to keep in touch with you. Let me give you my information. I'd love to get yours, and then I'll hand them my phone. Open my phone to the contacts and say, here, just put your name and number right there. I'll hand it to them and let them key it into my phone. Why would I do that, anybody?
Because you got it.
Because now it's here. If you, one of the things, the mistakes that I think a lot of agents do that we do, and I did that a lot. When I first got licensed, I would make up little things like, today I'm gonna do, for like months, I did this thing called, I gotta give away 10 business cards a day. One of the dumbest things ever, but I did it. Every day I gave away 10 business cards. I had to, if I wouldn't, the day wasn't over unless I gave 10 people my business card. It's dumb, because you know how many of those people actually called me? Probably none, because I was just giving out business cards. People are not going to call you just because they have your business cards. But so that's why you have to be intentional to collect their information, then give them your business card, or immediately text them your contact information, your electronic digital card, and all that stuff. After you've handed them, they put in. Go ahead and put your email in there too if you want. And sometimes you could even do this. You can say, you know what? Just so I'll remember you. Let's take a selfie. Boom, and we take a picture together. And now they're in my phone. I have their picture. I have their contact information. I said, I'm gonna text you. Here's my. All right, you should receive it right there. And I just sent her my contact information digital. Or I could pull out my business card and hand that to them, or both. But the point is, I'm to collect. You thinking you're giving away, don't just be the business card slinger. I used to be that agent, and it was a wrong move. The best thing to do is to collect. That's how you build your database. Then you go back and you make a note. Where did you meet them? How? So you have to do that. You add them to your database. You label them. You categorize them in your CRM. I use KV Core. You're going to categorize them as a new lead, a buyer, a seller, a renter. I met them at the gym. I met them at church. They're a neighbor. We played tennis together. I met them on the golf course. They're a service provider. Label them in your database. Don't just randomly make some notes now. How did I meet this person? So you don't forget. If you're if you're a human being like me, you won't remember, a week from now, where I know this person from. So you have to make notes about them and categorize them on your phone and in your database. And your phone should sync to your Outlook or to your database, and your database should sync to your CRM. All that should be accessible from your mobile phone. If your phone isn't all connected like that, then you should make sure you do that. So you have to collect their names, add it to your database. Now, let's talk about, because somebody in the crowd will always say, oh, I hate technology. I'm not computer savvy. I don't even have a CRM. I can't even spell CRM, right? Somebody's thinking that. So, all right, doesn't matter. Get an index card box. Remember those little 3x5 cards and the index card box? Just get those, get the labels in there for January through December. get the blank cards, and then when you get their information on your phone, then you go back and handwrite it on that card and stick it in, because it's June. I met them in June. Then write on the card, I met them at Panera. Or I met them on the golf course on this date. So you're low tech. Don't let that be the excuse why you're not doing your business. There are low tech solutions for everything. A piece of paper, a notepad. So yes, they're for you computer savvy people like me. I like tech. I like technology. And for the low tech people, use index cards. But don't create an excuse in your mind why you're not keeping up with your database and building it and collecting information and keeping notes. And they said they're going to go on a vacation. They're taking a trip to Israel in July. Write it down, because you're not going to remember. And when you talk to them, you can remember that go back. So when you're doing your phone calls that day, that morning, you have your index cards open and you say, all right, I need to talk to Jennifer. I met her golfing or whatever. So you have your low tech or your high tech way of tracking them, keeping up and making those phone calls. Does this make any sense? All right. So you have to connect with them is number 2. So when you meet someone, Patrice, it's not just good enough to just stuff them in your database and forget about them. Or you have a desk full of business cards sitting there with people that you met. You're supposed to connect with them. You've already told them, I would love to stay in touch with you. Maybe we can have coffee sometime. I'll give you a call. And then guess what you should do the next day or that evening or the following day? You should call and say, hey, this is David Mills. We met on the golf course yesterday. I told you I would follow up, and I did. I would love to have coffee with you to learn more about your business and what you do. When's best for you? Are you better doing the beginning of the week or towards the end of the week? When's a good time for us to have coffee or breakfast? And let them tell you. Start narrowing it down. But connect with that person. Don't just, and you think, well, nobody wants to connect. Nobody. That's not absolutely correct. A lot of people don't connect just because we're in ice. It got worse since COVID, but still, people want human connection, and that is our job to connect, and influence. So this is number 2. You're connecting with people. That means you've got to connect with them by doing something with them, having conversation with them, doing something human. So what happens when you connect? You're going to deepen your friendship with them. You're going to bond with them because you shared a coffee together. You shared a bagel together. You shared lunch together. You had a conversation together. You laughed about grandkids. You laughed about traveling or golf together. You're deepening your friendship with them, so you connect. Because this is your low-hanging fruit. These are people in your database. You're going to send them a message that show that you cared. That's what you're doing. When you connect with them, you're sending them a message that, hey, that person cares. They said they want to have coffee with me. Wow, and they really did follow up. They really did. So send that message that you care. I cared enough to call, and you provide value to them. When you're there with them, you're not just spraying real estate all over them. You're not doing that. You're talking to them about what's the most important to them and their favorite subject, which is what? Themselves. So tell me more. So why did you do that? So why did you come here? Great, that's awesome. So what do you like best about that? You're being inquisitive. You're being genuinely interested instead of trying to be so interesting. I had someone, it was very funny. Yesterday, I met this couple, and they both told me they were in sales. And I let them talk a lot. And trust me, the gentleman talked a lot. And I walked away thinking, he didn't give me a break to speak in one bit. He probably think I'm in sales, so that means I'm good. I talk. Talking is not equal to being a good salesperson, by the way, in case nobody ever said that. I'm a great conversationalist. That does not make you great at sales. Being a good listener and being able to be inquisitive and learn and ask clarifying questions, that's great salesmanship. So I thought it was kind of hilarious with this gentleman yesterday. And so I introduced himself, but he never let me speak whatsoever while we're together. And don't be that guy. Don't be that gal. Listen more than you speak. Make sense? So provide value. That means when they need something, be the referral source for them. Oh, I know someone that does that. I know a really great painter. Sure. I'll send that to you. Do I have your email address? Let me email it to you. Be the go-to person. One of the things I did get right early on in my career, I wanted to be the go-to person for whatever my clients needed. If they needed shoe repair, call your realtor. If you needed to rent a car, call your realtor. If you need a babysitter, call your realtor, because I know people. I'm a connector. I want to connect you with people. So as a realtor, be the connector, be the person of value that you're their go-to. When they think they need anything, they're going to call you. Be that value person. Improve their lives. You improve their lives by adding value to them, by providing them when they have questions, because you're going to talk about them, let them talk about them, and they're going to talk. And a polite person is eventually going to ask you, so what do you do? Right? They're going to eventually ask. So you don't have to lead with, I'm a salesperson. I sell real estate. You don't have to lead with that. They're going to ask you, tell me about what you do. Because they've already spoken without stop for 30 minutes about themselves. Eventually, they're going to say to you, so tell me, what do you do? And you're going to tell them, I help people achieve their lifestyle and their financial goals through real estate. Oh, really? What? Really? That's awesome. You can just say, I'm a realtor. He says, I help people achieve their financial and lifestyle goals through real estate. And so now they tell me how that works. And then you start talking about what you do. And so, but you add value to them. You can tell them, and they'll say, well, tell me about the market, because that's what they're going to ask, right? You know they're going to ask you, how's the market? What? So is this kind of a bad market? And they're waiting for you to agree with them. Tell me about the market. It's pretty bad, right? No, you get to be the ambassador of truth. You get to be the person that educate them and improve their lives by giving them, telling them what's really happening. Make sense? So be the person that adds value. And they're also there to influence them, because that is your role in life. My number one role in life is to influence. I influence my children, my grandchildren, my wife, my friends, you, everybody. My role is to influence people spiritually, financially, in every way possible, all for good. So influence them to understand the market. If they don't understand the market, then you'll be their go-to guru about what's really going on in the market. You can influence them, and so because they realize that you're a pro after spending time with you, that when their friends need, they're going to influence them to refer business to you. You're going to influence them so they're going to realize, if I ever do business, I'm doing business with you. You're the one I'm going to have list my house, because you've influenced them. You've come across as such a professional and knowledgeable of your industry that you have influenced them, that they want to refer business to you, their friends, family, and do business with you themselves. And when you connect, you also become top of mind for them. You are now top of mind. You're the one that's when they think real estate, they think you. They think you. And there's another slide here where, how many have heard the saying multiple times throughout their career? The people do business with you because they like you, know you, and trust you, right? And we know that's a lie, right? Because people know you, like you, and trust you, still do business with somebody else. But actually, they do business with you because they know you, like you, and trust you. And fourthly, because what? You're top of mind. You have to stay. And staying connected with them will keep you top of mind. Am I making sense? Because you're the one. I just had coffee with him 2 weeks ago, and then one of my buddies says he needs to sell his house. You got to talk to my realtor friend. She's amazing. Schedule meetings with them. That's how you connect. Coffee, lunch, do whatever. Give and receive referrals. They're going to ask about certain. I know somebody that can do that. I can help you with that. I know a guy. I know someone. And doing all that connection will grow your sales. All right. Take responsibility for your relationships. All right. What I have there. So stop waiting for the perfect reason to call and connect with your database. That is such a common thing. I had to put it up top, because we wait. Oh, I don't really have a reason to call. It's not their birthday. I got to wait till next year. I just missed their birthday. I saw it on Facebook. I missed it. I missed my opportunity. So I'll call them next year. No, stop doing that. Stop waiting for the perfect reason. No, let me tell you. Tell me your name. What's your first name? Steve. When Steve calls me and say, hey, David, this is Steve. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Say, nothing. I just wanted to call you because I got up this morning, got in my office, and you ran across my mind. And I just wanted to call you and say, and I didn't want the moment to pass. I know we hadn't spoken in a long time, and that's on me. And I have dropped the ball with you, but I really wanted to tell you that you've been on my mind. How's things been? Steve would have made my day with that phone call.
Especially if you're having a bad day.
Yes, even if I'm not, because he told me I crossed his mind. That's special. If you tell, what's your first? Nico. Nico says, man, you crossed my mind. I didn't want that moment to pass. So I want to connect with you and check on you, say, how you been? It's on me that we hadn't spoken in a long time. It's been 8 years. But how you been, David? Man, that makes my day. And you're here thinking, oh man, if I call, they're gonna be like on me, like, you numbskull. It's been 9 years and now you're gonna call me? Who's gonna do that? Nobody's gonna berate you for because you You hadn't called me in 8 years? No, they're going to be happy to hear from you when they hear those kind words that come out of your mouth that says, you crossed my mind, and I didn't want that moment to pass. I just want to call and check on you, see how you've been. And that's on me. Take some ownership too by saying, and that's on me. That's my bad. How you been? That you have now made that person their day, they're smiling, and you're having a great conversation with them. Nothing you can do is do what I'm doing right now. Stand. Do not sit and talk to people. When you're in your office or your home office, whatever, walk around, get your headset on and just walk and talk and just let that energy flow. People can feel your energy and feel who you are. But if you just, hey, I thought about you and I just wanted to, I don't even like making phone calls. I'm not sure if I like people.
I want to add to that.
Go ahead, Steve.
It's amazing how you speak over the telephone. If you don't have a mirror in front of you,
Yeah.
if you look yourself in the mirror and you're speaking and you're like, yeah, I'm having a great day. Looking yourself, you look miserable. You sound miserable over the telephone.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You gotta have a mirror in front
Yeah.
of you. You're smiling. They feel that energy through the phone because I've done that in the beginning of sales back in, but put a mirror in front of you.
It's
That's how you
the-
sound over the telephone.
It is the truth. So the first thing is stop waiting on the perfect reason to call. Just call. They're going to be so glad you did. Guess what? You're in the sales business, folks. I don't know if anybody told you this yet. I don't know if your broker mentioned it when you place your license with them, but you're in the sales business. And so in the sales business, it means you got to get on the phone and do some talking to people.
Telemarketing.
You're like a telemarketer. No, David, why would you say that? That's going to talk. No, because it's true. You're in the sales business. You get on the phone and you talk to people. You connect with them. And so that's part of what you're doing. So don't think that, I'm in sales. I got freedom and I don't have to do nothing. The phone's going to ring. No, you're in the sales business. You got to get on the phone and talk to people. Basically, you're a telemarketer. You got to have conversations. You got to blah, blah, blah every single day. And the more you blah, 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 the more money you're going to make. If you ain't blah, blah, blah every day, you got to put it on your schedule that from 9 to 11, I'm making my phone calls. I'm making my relationship calls. I'm following up with my database. I'm going to win with my database. I'm building it. I'm not satisfied with the size of my database. I'm getting it bigger. But I'm going to get on the phone and have these relationship calls with them every single day. Yes. Okay, so you got to talk to people. Get in front of them. You got to meet them for coffee. Go to networking events. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people they go to networking event and they collect cards. Or they give out their cards. Remember, we talked about that already. Stop giving out your cards. You need to put your cards in an inconvenient place. So here's my phone. Just put your number right here. Make it inconvenient to hand out your cards. You're there to have coffee with them, network with people, hold open houses, meet people, get in front of people. Stop doing drive-throughs. That's right. Your banker should know you. The branch manager should know you. The person who does your dry cleaning should know your name. Stop doing drive-through. Get in and meet people. Talk to people. Let them see when you drop in with a $65,000 commission check from a closing you just had. And, oh, that's Edna. Edna is killing it. We like Edna. When she comes in here, she brings us big checks. So stop driving through and not getting connect with, get in front of people. How many conversations should you have each day? Anyone? Well, your answer's on the screen, so I can't ask that question. Start with at least 5 meaningful conversations a day. 5 meaningful conversations. Does that mean everyone you call, you will answer the phone? No. That's why I'm saying at least 5 meaningful conversations a day. Because when you do, and call that a win, even if, so this is your database. This is not cold calling I'm talking about. This is your database of people that already know your name. It may be that they have to think, where do I know Nico from? Okay, yeah, go ahead. but it's been a while. Or you used to work with them years ago, and they're like, yeah. But so you have to do that. You got to have 5 meaningful conversations, and then make notes of what you talked about, what they said, when they said they're going on that trip, or somebody is sick, somebody's having a baby, someone just passed away. You make notes on that, and you're not going in there talking real estate. You're talking about their favorite subject, which is what? Themselves. And eventually they're going to ask you about, so what are you doing now? And then you can tell them. And you can end the conversation, oh, by the way, I'm a realtor. If you ever know anyone looking to buy a solo house, would you refer them to me? And they say, I sure will. And then you say, would you know anyone like that right now? And they said, no, I don't know anyone like that right now. And you say, well, no problem. When you do, would you call me, give me their information so we can connect? Yes, teach them how to give you referrals. So block out a time on your calendar and set a schedule so that you can make those phone calls on a daily basis. Anybody in here prior to real estate had a job? All of us, right? Prior to real estate, you had a job, and it probably had set hours, right? 9 to 5, you had to be there at a certain time. You had to be productive during that certain period of time. And one of the biggest mindset mistakes that realtors do is they get into real estate thinking, oh, I'm in real estate. I get a freedom, flexible schedule. Man, I get to really write my own ticket for what I'm going to do with my day. That is so wrong. You don't get to write your ticket. You're still on a schedule. You still have that 9 to 5. You have to start your business at 8 or 9, whatever you start, and you have to let that morning time be prospecting, phone calls, relationship, building it, cold call, whatever you got to do during that first part of the day. The second half of your day is when you're doing listings and buyer showings and previewing and those type of things. And then after hours is when you work on your business. You don't work on I'm working on that flyer and it's 10:30 in the morning. Don't work on your flyer at 10:30 in the morning. Work on that at 10:30 at night. Work on your business. Work in your business in the mornings. Work and then show properties and listings during the afternoons, and get up early at 5 o'clock like what I do this morning, and you go to the gym and you work on stuff. My team got emails from me this morning at 6:15. So I'm telling you, work, I have more time in the day to be productive because I go to bed early, I get up early. And work on and set a schedule for when you're making them. That is non-negotiable. Now, it's negotiable if it's a certain meeting you have to attend or certain emergencies. But for the most part, you have that schedule. And if you miss it because you can't make phone calls because of a doctor's appointment or a corporate meeting that you have, a broker's meeting you got to have during that 9 o'clock time frame, you got to move that time frame to another part of the day. You still got to do your phone calls. Because if you're not doing those phone calls, you're not building your business. Am I right? Yes. You're not prospecting for new business if you're not doing that. Remember your previous job? Yes, you did have a schedule. You had a boss. You were accountable to them for your production. Your new job is to collect, connect, and influence people to refer to you and to do business with you. That's your new job. You're in the sales business. You got to blah, blah, blah every single day. So if I asked you how'd your phone calls went today, it went really great. I talked to 6 people, and I had 1 appointment. If you have 5 meaningful conversations with people every single day, you should come out at the end of a week of 25 meaningful conversations. You should end up with an appointment, even if it's just a couple of coffee appointments. Those are good. That's a win. Consider that a win. You get up early in the morning. Check, win. You went to the gym or you did some push-ups, some sit-ups right there at home. That's another win. You spent 30 minutes practicing your listing presentation and your listing script. Another win. You attended the sales meeting. Another win. You took some notes. Another win. You made your phone calls and talked about another win. You're just stacking wins upon wins upon wins, stacking those wins, and your confidence level is going up. Now, if that practice piece is not in your schedule where you're scheduling that, and getting ready, it'd be like you being a professional athlete and just go, let's play some football. But you didn't attend any of the practice. We had practice. You didn't attend. I don't need practice. Let's just go. Let's play some football. No, you're going to get hurt. You can't just, I'll just play some football. No, you cannot do your job. You don't want a pilot that didn't practice. You don't want a surgeon that didn't practice. You don't want to go to see a movie where the actors didn't practice. And I don't want to work with a realtor if they don't practice. It's getting quiet in here, I'm sorry. All right, set your work hours. Block your time on your calendar. Get to work like your income depended on it. Stop thinking that you have freedom. You do not have freedom yet. You do not have freedom. You are on the clock. Minimum 2 hours a day phone calls. If you get 5 phone calls, I did it, 5 meaningful phone calls, I can quit. Go for 6. Get 1% better every day, 1%. If you can do 10 push-ups, tomorrow try 11. 1%. I read a really great book years ago. A guy taught, and the book was called The 2% Club, where he made a point to do 2% better on everything that he did. The guy was a brain surgeon, a Rhodes Scholar, and a quarterback in the NFL. Do you hear what I just said? I forget his name. It's been so long I read his book. But he's a brain surgeon, he's an NFL QB, and he's also a Rhodes Scholar. And his book that he wrote is that he learned the philosophy when he was a kid to try to be 2% better at everything he did every single day. So if he did 10 push-ups today, tomorrow he's going to do 12. And he was constantly stacking wins and getting better every single day. And he kicked most people's butts. Because who can say, I'm a brain surgeon, I'm a Rhodes Scholar, and I'm also a phenomenal athlete too. I'm a QB in the NFL. Forget his name. Anyways. All right. Influence is the third thing that you're supposed to be doing. Influence, you're here to influence people to refer to you and to do business with you. You should have a clear understanding of why you're calling these people and staying in touch with them. You should have a clear understanding why you're doing it. Why am I doing this? It hurts so much. It's out of my nature to call people. Especially guys, we're the worst, aren't we? Nod your head in silent agreement that we are truly the worst. Because we're not really good at relationship. We need to get better at it. So here's why. We're doing it because we're trying to influence people to refer to us and to do business with us. Now, on the average, everyone you know has a relationship with about 8 people who will buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months. Is that good enough reason for you? On average, everyone you know, and you know, and you know, knows 8 people that is going to buy or sell real estate this year. And you're too terrified to call them. But really, that's your job. That's your 9 to 5 job, is to call these people and connect with them and stay in flow with them. But you're too afraid. But 8 out of 10, I'll list their house and you won't because you didn't call them. Or the other agents are going to list their home because you didn't call them because you were terrified. So you got to go after that low-hanging fruit and because they're already in your database. They're already in your phone. They're already on your computer. They're in your CRM. They're there. But if you're not staying in connection with them, staying top of mind with them, somebody else gets the business, not you. But you're a friend, and you'll be talking about and say, "Oh yeah, we just purchased in Waterside." Yeah. You what? And now you're gonna get. Well, you didn't even call them. You met them out, and then they said, "Oh yeah, yo, we got really good news. We just bought in Waterside." And I'm like, "You did? I didn't help you. I know. I didn't realize. I forgot that you were a realtor." And then it gets awkward. Right? They forgot. Because you weren't top of mind anymore. Your database will refer and do business with you because they know you, like you, and trust you, and you're top of mind. That's the key component that everybody wasn't saying for the longest time, but we're saying it now. Yes, if they got to know you, that means you got to be known. How do you become known? How do you become famous in your community? How do you come where people get to know your name? Oh, that's Steve. I know him. He's a realtor. Say it again? There you go. Go to the same place all the time. Meet people. Don't drive through. Become famous in your community. Become well known in your community. People need to know who you are. So yes, they got to know you. They got to like you. You're a nice person. You're easy to like. So if they know you, to know you is to like you. So just be there. So they got to know you, like you, and trust you. They're going to trust you if they know that you're a pro. They're only going to trust you if you're not a dimwit, and you can speak intelligently about your industry, and not say the same thing that everybody else is saying. Like, oh yeah, it's a bad market, really bad market. Things are really slow right now. They got that without you. They don't need you for that negative stuff. Why do they need you? They know exactly what you know. You know, oh, yeah, you're right. Things are bad. Man, I'm thinking about going back to AutoZone and sell auto parts. You got to become known. People will know you and stay top of mind. When the need arises, they'll think of you. When they need a realtor, they'll think of you. When their friend needs a realtor, they'll recommend you because you were top of mind. Then they'll refer and do business with you. They'll refer and do business with one that's currently in connection with them. So if you're in connection with them, you're probably going to be the one. But if you're not, we'll both have the same friend. That's our friend. But I'm staying in touch with her and you're not. She's going to call me. But we're both friends. And then she's going to brag about that wonderful house that she bought in Waterside. And you're going to be like, but we're in the same book club. So stay connected. Stay connected. Do multiple touches a month. Multiple touches a month. Don't just a little bit. Okay. Who do we call? Call everyone in your database. Even the ones you're terrified to call. Right? Relationship calls should include your past clients, your new acquaintances. Yes, the people you just met yesterday should be getting a call from you tomorrow saying it was really great meeting you. Send a video text, call later, say, hey, I just want to send you a video text. I'll be calling you in the next couple of days. I would love to have coffee with you and learn more about what you do. It was refreshing to speak with you. Really? He said it was refreshing to speak with me. I need to talk to this guy. He sounds like a good guy. All right. So your friends, your family, your neighbors, your past neighbors, your church members, your group friends, your sports friends, your agent friends. Why agents? Because agents can really help you. It's good to have agent friends to be able to talk to about stuff and be able to say, hey, what do you have coming up? I got this. What do you got here? What do you got this? So yes, talk to your agent friends. Stop looking at them like you're the competition, and it's me against you, and I can't share with you because it won't be enough for me. And if they know you, like you, and respect you, they say, "Oh man, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're in good shape. We just got an offer from David Mills. This cat knows what he's doing. It's going to be an easy transaction because he is a pro. I am so excited to be. I've been waiting for the chance to work with this guy. He's good at what he does. So let me assure you, out of the other 3 offers, I like this offer best because this guy will get it. He's meticulous about his job. That's what having agents friends can do for you. They'll speak well of you when there's multiple offers. And friends here in subdivisions like this, when your client goes in, although you told them not to register without you, I'll get a phone call. Hey, David, your client came in here and registered without you. Don't worry about it. I know you. It's good. I'll take up. Your name's already put. I took care of it for you. Agent friends. Yes. Build relationships. Your referral partners. Those are people who send you referrals. You send them referrals. Like your loan officers, right? The attorneys, those other people. Your raving fans, that's who you should be calling too. These people, they love you. You can do no wrong. That's your mom, that's your best friend. The service providers, your vendors list, your family, your best, all these are your raving fans. But there are other ways to, other things to influence people. It's in your database. Social media, do featured listings, community updates, vendor spotlights, venue spotlights, charity spotlights, lifestyle updates, luxury updates, real estate tips, lifestyle, and it goes on. Gatherings like parties, like Steve was talking about, holiday parties, birthday parties, cookouts. You say, well, I'm a terrible cook. Can you cook a hot dog? Can you grill a dog and have some buns and chips for some guests that you invite over, your neighbors, invite them over. Hey, let's have some sodas and some hot dogs. They love that. Everybody likes a good roasted hot dog and some chips and some drinks. So do a cookout, do some play dates, have kids, the people you know from your kids' sporting events, your client appreciation events, your pie days, your dinners, your cookouts, your coffee meetings, your lunch, your networking events, your potlucks. Yes, you can. It's okay to have a potluck. You don't have to be the one cooking for everybody you invite. You can invite 4 families to the house and say, we're doing a potluck. Bring something. Bring what you like. Come by, sit down, just watch a game. Let the kids play, whatever. Do that. Book club, whatever. Yoga classes. Take a yoga class. Come on. Take your cooking lessons. Learn how to merengue, right? Everybody knows how to, you got to be able to merengue a little bit, right? And guess what's going to happen when you go dancing with lessons? You're going to meet people. And you're in what kind of business? The people business. Get out, meet people, join a club, take a karate class. No, because then you got to punch people so don't do that. Because people won't do business with you once you punch them in the face. That's a rule, right? Once I've punched you in the face, you probably will not let me list your house.
Probably not.
So, nix the karate class bit. Okay, use your drip campaigns, newsletters and community updates, all that kind of stuff. Use your email blast. Your broker provides all this stuff for you, and you've already paid for it. So use it. Your broker, whoever they are, has got all this neat gadget stuff in there for you that you may not be using. Use it. It's all there. It's free. They're not charging any extra to use it. And then last thing, as I'm done, is you got to collect contacts. You got to stay connected with them. You got to influence them to refer to you and to do business with you by being a consistent and valuable part of their life. Consistency is key. And being a person of value, they love it when they know they can call on you because they need their shoes repaired. That's the kind of clients I want. The clients that call me for every meticulous thing that they need. I like that. You think that's a bother. That's not a bother to me. I want to be the go-to guy for them for everything. So stop focusing on outcome. Stop looking at outcome. Oh, well, I did it for a week and nothing happened. Stop focusing on the outcome. Be focused and intentional and consistent. Be authentic. Be who you truly are, unless who you truly are is bad. Then be somebody else. Be patient, right? And trust the process. If you do that, 5 phone calls a day, 25 a week, that's 1,300 meaningful conversation you would have had for the year. 5 times a week, times 52, that's 1,300. If you were able to do business with 10% of those people, that's 130 transactions that year.